Right, good morning. Today's video is in answer to a couple of questions that I've received. First one was, how do I cut the material? And the second one was, is it possible to embroider a number onto a pre-existing badge? So what I'll do is I'll stitch out a badge to show the cutting, and then I'll use that badge to show how we would put a number on a pre-existing badge. So as before, plastic, frame it up, non-stitch and tear on the back, stitch and tear on the front, and our piece of material. So I'll put that on the machine, stitch it, and we'll show the cutting. Okay, so here's the running line which has been stitched on. Now the important thing about cutting is that you've got a very sharp pair of scissors, and I use these, which are made by a company called Friskers. They don't have a very fine point, which can be a bit of a problem, but they're very sharp, and that's the overriding criteria for me anyway. So basically literally just cut as close to that line as possible without cutting the line. That's done. Cut off the stitch and tear. I know it's stitch and tear, but I'm going to cut it rather than just tear it off. Tear this bit with the grain. This bit here is against the grain, so I'm going to cut it. Tidy up. Another back. Like most things in life, practice makes perfect. That's it. And I'll put that back on the machine, finish off the badge, and then we'll stitch a number on it. Okay, so there's the finished badge. As usual, we just pop it out. Tidy up. There we have it. So now I'm going to stitch some numbers on it. So I'll be back in a second with what I'll need to do that. Okay, so stitching numbers onto a pre-existing badge is going to be all about making sure that the badge is kept stable during the initial stitching, and once it starts stitching, stitches will hold it in place. So what I've done here is I've put the badge between two sheets of plastic, and that's fairly stable, and as soon as that starts stitching it won't move. However, if I do that with numbers, when the badge is finished, I've then got to peel the plastic off, and little bits of plastic will be stuck between the numbers, and that'll just be a nightmare to remove. So I wouldn't do it that way, although it is possible to do it that way. Better way of doing it would be to frame up some backing, like that. Cut yourself a couple of pieces of double-sided tape. Now, these bits of tape need to sit outside of the stitch area, because you don't want your needles going through the tape, because even if you put silicone on the needles, they will still get gunged up with tape, so that's best avoided. Get these off. So as this is a George flag, which represents England, I'm going to embroider 1966. So the only thing you need to get right here is that it's straight, which I'm going to do by eye. That's pretty straight. There we go. So double-sided tape holds it in place, and now we'll go to the machine and stitch it. Okay, so I've lined that up and centered the design. I've put 1966 in the machine, and all I've got to do now is press start and run it. Right, so there we have the numbers stitched onto what was a pre-existing badge. Out the frame. There you go. Just needs tidying up. Okay, hope that was helpful. Thank you for the questions.